So hello everyone. Planting in the rain can always be a challenge, but it's a blessing. I'll tell you that. We got the last of our fall annual crops in today with rain this morning, and then got over to this other property here on the other side of town and got this planted as well. So what we did is these were new plots, a little bit wetter, a little bit more shade. So we went with rye with these, and we'll look at them kind of specifically. We'll do a little walk around tour. So what we got, you can see, sprayed this, got a good kill on it. My dad helped me out and spray this up for us. And then what we did was we came through, put 2 disc passes on it, just enough to break it up a little bit with that nice king cutter. Got a nice break with it. We're in good shape. So, and like we always do, you see it when we test our plots, but when we plant them too. Good old random hat throw. We'll see what we got here. So like I said, this was rye and a little bit of soybean. We got right here, soybean here. Soybean was thrown first, and then as we went, you can see it got that soybean down in the cracks and the grooves. And then that tire tracks going over it was acting like our cultipacker. Now typically, we would cultipack these plots, but what this will turn into is your cultipacker will become a big old Tootsie Roll. And you don't want that. It's picking up a lot of seed, displacing a lot of seed. It's going to pull off a lot of spots, and it's just going to wad up and not work like you want it to work. So we're hoping that this rain is that 1/2 inch or more that they're talking about. Set this seed really well into this, and just do it. But you can see we got the nice disc cut furrows. We might come back on this and pack it in with the 4-wheeler tires again. At some point, Dad just took off with the truck and the trailer and the 4-wheeler. You can see nice distribution. Looks like nice little sprinkles on here. This is where I had a little bit more of the soybeans. Got 2 passes on it, so it popped a little bit more. Not gonna probably grow here too good because you're right in the shade. Little pinch of this, but I got the okay to put a food plot on here. Can't do any timber management on this piece of property, being a permission property. But we wanted to buck down and get a couple acres of food on this permission piece this year. So we went heavy beans over here because of the archery stand right here. And once they go out to the big food source over here that you're going to see that we put in on this plot or this property, they can transition from the hilltop bedding, come down here in the evening, depends on your wind. They're going to go out to these big destination fields here and to the north on adjacent ag properties. But this is fresh, first time ever tilled. My dad said, you know, first time he's ever tilled it, and he's been out here for, you know, decades. So we'll see what we got. Just got cameras out here, and Nate helped me trim up the stands here not too long ago. So you can see the travel transition through this. A nice little cut over here. It's kind of wet today. We've got over 1 inch of rain today so far, which is a super good blessing. A lot of moisture in the soil, and then we'll get a lot of good germination from this. I'm hoping that's the game plan. So nice archery stand tucked in right there. That little itty bitty pocket. That's where you're kind of just tucked in, just looking out with your tops of your eyes. So, and it's set up for firearm season for this. This is the long plot. This is a little over 1.25 acres, and then there's another 3/4 acre just over the roll here. 2 different plots, can hold different doe groups, can hold multiple deer out here in an evening. This plot we have done in the past. It's probably been about 5 years since we planted this one though. But we had good soil fertility when we planted out here last time, and we seeded this one with winter wheat. Obviously more sun, and it's not as wet. So, and the soil's a little bit better here. It's not as acidic or as wet like it is on that side of the ditch, or other conditions that kind of lent us to use this crop here versus a rye. Now we could have used rye, but I only had 3 bags of it, so I decided to split it between those 2 plots. But we went with 100 pounds of wheat per acre. That gets us a pretty good distribution. As you can see here, nice speckling on top of the soil. Hoping this rain we get a nice driver. I'm hoping we get like a nice 4/10, 1/2 inch driver in like 20 minutes. to really drive this seed down. I wish we could pack it because it would pack phenomenal if it wasn't so damp and wet. But like I said, from previous experience, it'll just Tootsie Roll on this. Is the only reason why we're not going to be doing that. So I know we're going to lose some to the birds, obviously, but that's why we went with 100 pounds of wheat. Went about the same with the rye. Actually went with about 150 pounds per acre of the rye, and then we did 50 pounds per acre of soybeans. These were NDA leftover beans, nice little green forage going in with this winter wheat, and then we will frost seed some annual clovers into this medium red crimson in the spring when we're out here shed hunting and stuff. And that's the game plan. We also got the main farm done today too. We did 5 acres over there of cereal grains. A lot of the plots where we had white spot fungus and other issues in the past. So really nice spot. A lot of good location, and with these long linear plots, they feed kind of north-south orientation, kind of go side to side with this. There's a couple stands scattered around. You know, we saw the 2 back on those ends of the plots, which is closer to the access points. There's also going to be a box blind or a pop-up blind that we got tucked in over there by that first plot, firearm type situation. And then there's a couple archery stands more close to, closer to bedding, closer to some of those pinch and transitions on this. But we want to have good food here to help sustain these deer through and give them unpressured food sources where they're holding up on these before they go to the big ag. They don't have to stage up and go to big ag, closer to daylight still. We want them to be here, hold here till about dark, and then go off once it's past legal shooting hours, and go out there and they can feed. And that's why we went with cereal grains and some green soybean forage. We had them. These are a couple years old now. So just plugging away. I got a ton of deer flies. You can see them all around my phone and everything. They're actually landing on me on my screen, which is funny. So I'm gonna get bit by one of these things. But yeah, real nice spots. You can see real nice long, like I said, 1.25 acres, 1 4/10 or whatever it is, I can't remember. 1.25 acres, because I put 2 full bags of wheat on, and then that 20-pounder that I had. So nice plot. But again, stopping the plot, don't have to put the whole field into it. We want these long or irregularly shaped. That way we can maximize that for hunting opportunities and maximize that for the flow and travel that those deer are out there. Otherwise they'll just come into a little pocket, hold up in a little corner of it or something in a big square or big long, big wide open multi-acre field. We don't want that. We want them to forage north-south. We want them to travel. We want them to transition. And yeah, so hope you guys really like that tip. We're out here today getting wet. I just put a fresh shirt on, and now looks like I'm going to get rained on again. But really appreciate you guys checking out this video. I'm going to check these couple cameras quick with the viewer screens on this end of stuff, and hopefully we got something going. But thank you all for tuning in. Hope you like these videos. If you want to see something featured, let us know. If you have any questions about fall food plots, we'd love to help you out, answer any questions you have. Remember, we're getting the podcast fired back up on Wednesdays with 100 Proof Whitetails, live episodes, live Q&As, all that good stuff going into season. So feel free to drop your questions in there too, guys. So really appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you all next time out here in the field. And hopefully this rain keeps driving today. Take care, guys. Good luck this season. Shoot straight.